Brinjal eggplants are doing fantastic as usual. Beautiful. Now let me give you an update on the Hodu plant. Looking beautiful. Mashallah is producing beautiful woody pods. They need harvesting. Now I like growing a lot of corianders in containers. They grow very well in containers. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Today is the 7th of July 2025 and here in London the weather has been very mixed. Last few days the temperature went down quite a bit. Last night it felt like winter and today is very windy. So in today's video I'm going to give you a full tour of our July garden, and as we go along I'll give you a few tips and guidance. The weather cannot make up its mind. 1 minute is sunny, the next minute is very cloudy. And I don't know whether you can see it, it's very windy today. Now, let me start by giving you an update on these two plants that I planted in this container here. Now, they are cucumber plants, but very strange looking fruits. Now, looking at these plant leaves, they look a little bit like a melon plant leaves. They look nothing like cucumber plant leaves. Now, I was told these fruits are grown in the West Indies. Now, if anyone watching this video from the West Indies or the Caribbean, please let me know if these are cucumbers or they are something else. The plant looks very beautiful and healthy. Now, look at this strange looking fruit. Very spiky. I'm not even sure whether these are ready for me to harvest them, but I'm going to harvest one and see how they taste. Got quite a few of them on the plant at the bottom. Very strange looking. They look a bit like cockerel. Oh my god. So this one is very spiky. I've got about 5 or 6 of them on this plant. I'm going to try harvesting this one actually. I might put my sunglasses back on. The sun's come up again. Now look at this strange looking fruit. Ah, spiky. I'm going to give it a good wash. I'm going to cut this into half. Oh, inside it look a bit like the Desi kira that we eat. Have a look at it. Very spiky outside, a golf size fruit, and looks a bit like Desi kira inside. Now let's give this a try. Now the outside is very thick. I think I may need to harvest them a little sooner. It tastes exactly like a cucumber, more like a Desi kira. Now this one, I think the seeds are forming inside, so I should have harvested this maybe a few days earlier. Very nice. Now, Brinjal eggplants are doing fantastic as usual. They're producing lots of fruits for us. Now, important tips: if you want big Brinjal plant them in large size container. Now, this plant here is the same age as this plant. I've sown the seed at the same time. When I planted this in a small container and this one in a large container, look at the size difference. This looks huge compared to this one here, and this one is producing many brinjal for us. This variety is the long green brinjal, and I must say it's producing many fruits for us. So if you want a bigger plant, plant them into a large size container. This is I think it's about 10-11 inch container. Compared to this one, this is about double the size, or triple the size actually. Now look at this one. They're producing many eggplant for us. Ah, look at this beautiful looking brinjal, nice and shiny and still firm. This is the right time to harvest your brinjal or the eggplant, when they're still shiny and they're firm. Otherwise they don't taste as nice. Oh, this is a very long one. I think I need to harvest this one actually. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow, look at this. Now this fruit, I've harvested a few the other day, and they taste absolutely delicious. We made some nice bhajis with this. This is the purple color one. This is also very nice, very tasty. Wow, isn't this beautiful? Many white long brinjal in this plant. Beautiful. If you want to get brinjal like this, plant your brinjal plant in large container. Feed your plant regularly with tomato feed once a week, once your plant start producing brinjal for you. And it's very important knowing how to prune your plant. Otherwise you're not going to get many brinjals. I have made a very good interesting video on how to prune your eggplants, your brinjal plants, to produce many brinjals. It's a very important video you must watch. I'm going to leave this video link in the description down below, and I strongly advise you to watch that video. Wow, beautiful. Now I want to show you this pepper plant. This is a beautiful looking long peppers. I've got this plant from my local garden center, and it's producing many fruits for us. Beautiful looking plant and producing plenty of peppers. I've harvested a few the other days and they taste beautiful. Peppers are a superfood, very healthy, and they taste nice. These peppers are not spicy. You eat them in your salad, or we cook them in our curries, put them in our meat curries, and they taste absolutely delicious. Now let me give you an update on the Hodu plant. MashaAllah, they have trail onto the trellis, and the plant is looking very beautiful. Now this year I planted my Hodu plant, most of my Desi vegetable plant, 2 weeks later than I normally plant. It's because it's so difficult to grow your Desi vegetable early at the beginning of the May. Sometimes the weather is so bad your plant dies off. So I've taken less risk this year, and I planted them 2 weeks later than I normally do. MashaAllah, the Hodu plant is producing Hodus for us now. This is a beautiful looking Hodu that we normally grow, and hoping this would be ready for me to harvest in the next few days. Looking beautiful, and it's starting to produce many for us. one Hodu plant trailing onto this trellis there, and this Hodu plant onto the fence. I've got netting on the fence for the Hodu plant to trail onto. And mashallah, I have a beautiful looking Hodu here. This would be, oh, look at this. It's a beautiful Hodu. Very beautiful. I'm going to keep this on the plant for the next few days. Like I said, this can grow up to about 1.5 foot tall. And the plants are producing fruits for us now. Now this is one of my Cicinda plant. And I've got 2 plants here. And I've trained them to trail onto this wooden trellis here. And mashallah, the plant is looking very healthy. Now this plant here is the sponge gourd, and I can see it's producing fruits for us. That's a male, that's a female flower. I have another one here. Female flower is the one with the fruit on. Now earlier I've hand pollinated this sponge gourd, and I'm hoping this will survive and will produce a nice sponge gourd. So the plant is trailing nicely onto the wooden trellis here, and it's looking beautiful, I must say. This is a bitter gourd, and plant is looking nice and healthy. It's producing male flowers, I can see. Another few weeks we'll be harvesting bitter gourd from this Kerala plant here, bitter gourd plant. Now this is a seam uri plant, and mashallah is beginning to produce flowers on this plant here. Now I have good news. I'm going to be harvesting few seam today, which I planted in a container, and they're producing lots of seam for us. Now I have another strange looking cucumber here. Again, this variety I'm growing for the first time. This is like a white color Desi kira. I'm going to harvest this one. Beautiful looking round shaped cucumbers. Again, I got them from the internet. I'm not even sure where they're from and what it's called, but it looks really nice. Look at the size of this. It looks like a Desi kira. White color and shape. Looks like a Desi kira. Pale, white looking, round shape, small cucumber. Let me try this. The inside looks just like a Desi kira, and it tastes beautiful. It tastes exactly like a Desi kira. Nice and juicy. I will definitely keep the seeds for next year and grow them again. This one tastes better than the other one. Now let's go behind the garden and see what's growing. This is an okra plant, bindi, and I've started them very late in the season. I think it was beginning of June I sown the seed, and they came up very quickly. And I planted these out here into the ground 2 weeks ago, and it's looking nice and settled, nice and healthy. And I'm hoping this should produce a few good looking bindi pods. I've got another one just there, and just behind that I have my woody seam trailing onto this trellis. It's producing flowers. And cucumbers are doing good. Now this was a waste of time. This is supposed to be mulli. Now a friend of mine had this seed for the last 7 or 8 years in his storeroom in the garden, and the seeds sprouted. They came up very quickly, and I planted them here in the garden, and before the fruit can mature they're starting to flower. So I don't think the fruit's going to get any bigger. So here, these are white big mullis, the one you buy them from your Bangladeshi grocery shops. Look, I'm going to pull this one out actually. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to grow any bigger because the plants start producing flowers. Waste of time. Now here in this bed here I've got few denga and they're coming up. Coriander, they're looking nice. This is a squash. I've got a couple of squash plants here. Now I don't like growing squash in my garden. They take up a lot of spaces and they don't really produce many. So this year I decided to plant 2 squash plants in this bed here. And look at the size of this plant. It's overgrown. I hope it produces few squash for us. Just behind that I have a nice looking kumra, which is ash gourd. We did really well last year with the ash gourd plants. They produced many ash gourd for us. In this arch trellis, in one side I have the cicinda plant, 2 plants planted in this container here, and then on the other side I have a flower plant. Now looking at this plant, it's looking very beautiful, looking nice and healthy, and it has trailed nicely onto the trellis, and I'm happy to say mashallah is producing lots of cicindas for us. Another few more weeks and I'll be doing a big harvesting video, harvesting all our Desi vegetables. So I can see beautiful looking snake gourd. We call them cicinda, and it's producing many of them. Still tiny. We just need another 2 more weeks of hot, humid weather, and inshallah it will produce many for us. Now when you're growing fruits and vegetables in containers, try to use a larger container if possible, and make sure to feed them regularly, especially if you're growing any fruits and vegetables that flowers and fruits. You need a fertilizer that has high potassium in it. A tomato feed fertilizer is a good fertilizer. You can use that. If you're using liquid tomato feed, use it every week on your plant. Now let me give you an update on my seam uri plant. Mashallah is producing beautiful uri pods. You can grow them in containers, they do really well. I've got about 5 or 6 plants in this container, and once you start getting uris on your plant, just use the liquid tomato feed every week, once a week, and mashallah, it should produce lots of woodies for you. Beautiful, beautiful. I think I'm going to be harvesting a few today. I like them with my hoimas. They taste really nice. So plenty of woodies. Beautiful. Very rewarding. And all my woody plants are producing flowers, many of them producing woodies for us now. They need harvesting. Now I like growing a lot of corianders in containers. They grow very well in containers. Whenever I try growing corianders in the ground, I get more weeds than the corianders. And if you look at these corianders here, they're looking very beautifully green color. It's easy to harvest them. Keep them near your kitchen doors and you can harvest them whenever you need them. Beautiful, and they smell, the fragrance of this coriander is absolutely beautiful. Let's go inside the greenhouse, and mashallah, we have a lot of hodus. I've been harvesting hodus in this greenhouse for the last 2 weeks, and so far I have harvested about 7 of them. These are round, small hodus, and I must say they taste absolutely delicious. Plenty of cucumbers. These are the long cucumbers. Wow. Oh, these are ready for harvesting. Getting too many cucumbers at the same time. We've been sharing with our families, sons, daughters, in-laws. Peppers, I love peppers. These are the bell peppers. Ah, look at the tomatoes. Wow. Love these hodus, they're nice, tasty. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please give us a like, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share the video with friends and family. Inspire them so that they can grow their own fruits and vegetables. Sharing is caring. Happy gardening. Assalamu alaikum, and I'll see you in the next one.